Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made, is pretty much what the title suggests. It's a documentary on this fan film slash remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark that these two guys, Chris Strompoulos and Eric Zala, spent 6 to 7 years of their childhood making. It looks back on the process of how they made this fan film, and it also shows them uniting to recreate and film the scene where Indiana Jones fights the giant Nazi at the airplane, a scene that they didn't originally shoot when they were making it as kids. So this is a really interesting documentary that premiered at South by Southwest last year, but this is actually the first time I've ever heard of this fan film, or basically, as it's called, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Adaptation. It's also a really fascinating look into the culture of fan films and how they've kind of progressed as time went on. And it also shows how much attention that these things can get if they're passed around. For example, one thing that they touch upon is how Steven Spielberg saw the fan film and invited the guys down to LA to basically meet him. And then you also have interviews from people like Eli Roth and Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News. And when watching this and seeing them film all these scenes as kids, you can tell that they were really into it. They had their heart and soul into this project, even if it meant getting hurt, setting the sets on fire, or themselves on fire. They were willing to go the extra mile to create a shot-for-shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. As Harry Knowles said in the documentary, has more heart and soul in it than Gus Van Sant's shot-for-shot remake of Psycho. I still don't understand why that thing exists. But moving on. The pacing of this documentary is really well done also. It does a good job balancing between them filming the airplane scene and then going back to the making of the documentary, but also the relationship between these two main guys and how their friendship fell apart and then they got back together. It's really a fascinating watch, and it's something that I can highly recommend if you are into filmmaking or you're young and you're doing fan films of something you love. I would recommend watching this documentary. Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made, is a really well-made documentary, well-paced, and it's on a really fascinating subject worth seeing in your lifetime. Definitely check it out, especially if you have an interest in fan films, making fan films, or just filmmaking in general. It's, in my opinion, a must-see documentary because these guys put their heart and soul into it, and it'll show you just what it takes to make a film that has heart and soul in it, even if it's a fan film. And speaking of fan films, before I go, the short film based off of Firefly, A Fateful Companion, that I've been promoting on this channel for a couple of weeks, has wrapped principal photography and is now going into post-production, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this. That's just a small update I wanted to give because I'm excited for A Faithful Companion. And that does it for my review of Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made. I hope you enjoyed this review. I can't wait to hear what your guys' thoughts are in this documentary if and when you see it. Like, comment, subscribe, share me with your friends. Don't forget to check out my official website. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, Rift.tv, and if you love what I'm doing here, whether it's movie reviews, let's plays, or podcasts, you can go over to patreon.com/TheRealMrRobinson and give out a monthly donation. If you don't, that's fine. You're getting awesome content, and either way, it's just you get a little extra. And until next time, this is The Real Mr. Robinson telling you, there is only one